Hello everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Clive. So we are here in the last light in. We're getting ready to turn in some quests. And I just wanted to mention, if you wanted to get caught up, you can look at the end of the last episode and kind of get a recap of what's been happening. I'm going to probably skip that from now on in these videos. So what we have had in between episodes, though, was an update. And so we have this little avatar icon amongst a few other little changes. But most of those will be in Act 3, so we don't have to worry about that right now. We will see those later. Alright, so let's go in and talk with Halsin. We did get the item that we needed for Art Cullaugh. And they are in here. Alright, let's go talk to him.
Thaniel and me are... climbing up a tree.
He keeps saying Thaniel's name. He must know more. We need to rouse him.
I found a lute. It seems to have belonged to the Flaming Fist.
Good. Its music might help restore him. Show it to him.
Pull out the lute you found and play a little. Oh boy.
Thaniel! He's still trapped there. He needs help.
Calm. Breathe. You've been trapped in the Shadowfell for a century. Take a moment to clear your mind.
A century?
Yeah, that'll calm him down.
You're Halsin. Thaniel said to find you. You must help him, please.
I will, but I need to know where Thaniel is. If I venture into the Shadowfell blind, I will never find him.
I'm not sure I can put it into words. The landscape there shifts and changes.
Was there anything that could offer guidance? Something that didn't change?
Lavender. Whenever I saw Thaniel, I always smelled lavender.
I can work with that. Rest now. Meet me by the lakeshore. I have what we need to proceed, but I'll need your help. Be ready. This may prove perilous.
Okay, so we did complete the quest to wake up Art Cullaugh. And Halsin has given us the task of meeting him by the shore. I think it's down here somewhere, but we'll get to that. So what we have to do now is, or I guess what we could do now is go to the camp and talk to Arabella. Alright, here we're at the camp, and Arabella is actually next to Withers. She's going to be Withers' new friend. So we have to talk with her. She's not going to like the news.
Hey you. I made it. Easy peasy. You find Mum and Pops?
Your parents are dead. I found their corpses.
No. No. I don't believe you.
I'm sorry, Arabella.
It isn't true. It isn't! Get away from me! Go!
Alright, so she's going to be upset. In order to talk to her again, we have to do a long rest. So we can do a long rest, I believe, and it shouldn't affect Halsin's quest. You know what? We'll just hang off on the long rest for now. We'll just head out and meet with Halsin. Alright, here we are where Halsin is, and he's just north of the last light in, so we can just talk with him at this point.
You're here. Good. Now we can begin.
First, I want to know what to expect.
Thaniel is trapped in the Shadowfell, but thanks to your efforts, I know where to look. Now I must go there, alone.
What am I to do?
With the Oak Father's blessing, I can infiltrate the Shadowfell, but doing so will sap my strength. I'll need your help if I'm to return. I need you to stay here, keep the portal open until I return, and defend it at all costs.
You can count on me.
Good. Now it's important that only I pass through the portal once it opens. The magic is fragile. Any mistake, and our one chance will be lost forever. It took me years of study, of seeking the Oak Father's favor, to find a way to part the veil. Pray that this works. Oak Father, hear me. Aid me. Force open the jaws of darkness. Make passage for your vessel of light. It's ready. I'll return with Thaniel as soon as possible. Stay close to the portal. Buy me what time you can.
Alright, so we have to defend the portal for 5 turns. So we're going to get all these enemies coming. I think these guys are all like really low level, so it shouldn't be much of a fight. Alright, that's the fight.
It's done. I have him. But something's wrong. Dreadfully wrong. No. It can't be.
Is he dead?
No. But some part of him is missing. He's hollow. I need to examine him back at the camp. Come see us when you can.
Okay, so we did get a inspiration for completing that quest. And yeah, it's not too much of a difficult quest. We have to just make sure everybody's like funneled into AoE and then just drop the AoE on them. So it's not that difficult, but you definitely can get overrun. Alright, so what we have to do now is go back to the camp, and then we can kind of uncover what is the next step. So yeah, I'll check these bodies, and I'll see you at the camp where Halsin is. Alright, we're at the camp, and there's Halsin here, so we can talk with him.
Thaniel is resting, but it's no easy slumber. I discovered what's wrong with him. The shadows rendered him in two when they bore him away to the Shadowfell. Half of his essence remained here, amidst the curse. What stayed behind would have been the strongest part of him. But after all these years left in the darkness, corruption must have taken hold.
Tell me how I can help.
It's both simple and not. We need to find Thaniel's missing half and make him whole again. Only the missing half may not come willingly. The curse will have sunk its tendrils deep, twisting Thaniel's essence into something else.
Any ideas on how to find this missing half?
No matter how it's been twisted by the shadows, it is still part of Thaniel's essence. It will resemble him somehow and may show signs of his power. Look for signs of life in the darkness, wildflowers where everything else is dead. The curse cannot subdue the power Thaniel bears. Not entirely. In fact, I saw just the sort before, not long after we first came within reach of the shadow curse. Fool that I am, I did not grasp their significance at the time. There is a ruin some way outside of Last Light. I caught a glimpse of fresh blooms there, but did not investigate further. I shall mark it upon your map.
Alright, leave it to me.
This doesn't have to be your burden alone. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side. If you want me, I'm yours. Against the curse, against the absolute. Anything. Just say the word.
Alright, so let's have him stay here for now.
I'll be ready.
That's how you get Halsin as your group member. So you can now join the party. He is a druid, and he has kind of a similar set of features, but slightly different than what Shadowheart has. So I'm not sure how he'd fit in our group very well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is probably just take a rest, and then we'll see if anything happens overnight. Okay, so we did do our full rest, nothing really happened, and we can go and talk with Arabella. I think she's up here. Let's see if she's willing to talk to us.
I don't believe it. They can't be.
Breathe, child. Resist not the winds of change. Let them carry thee.
No. No!
Listen. Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Balance.
They're dead. I can't. Balance.
Your very soul is tangled in shadow, Arabella's magic, wild as cursed briar. Her talent is now yours, too.
The girl must learn the ways of the arcane, but she shan't remain here.
Where will she go then?
The weave knows her purpose. It will guide her plainly, if she listens. Arabella holds a power beyond reckoning, that of the decaying forest and the seedling that bore it. But it is unbalanced. Her yoke is already heavy. If she walks thy path, it will surely break. Arabella will depart once thou dost leave these accursed lands. She will find her way safely. Thus, it is fated.
Bowman, you're making me leave.
Fear not, girl. Abandon not the weave, and it shall not abandon thee.
You can trust Withers. If he says you'll be safe, you should believe him.
You feel the grief fade as if it were your own. There is a lightness in her now, veiling the power within, soothing it.
Is that my future? Is that why they died?
It is.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Bowman, for being nice. If there are people like you around, perhaps everything will be all right.
Okay, so this quest is completed. We did get this ring, Shadow Blade. So we have the ability to cast Shadow Blade now. And yeah, so she has a magic power now, which is probably tied to the Idol of Sylvanas that she stole, but it did affect her, and now she has this path to walk. Whenever we do leave the Shadowcurse lands, she will also leave the camp. We are able to probably head out now. So now that we've taken care of all those things with Halsin and Arabella, we can go and talk with Oliver, who is actually a part of Thaniel. And that's where we need to start off at in order to complete the quest for Halsin. So you can get Halsin to join you, but you still need to complete the fixing the Shadowcurse lands, and he's going to want you to do that right away if he does join your party. So here we are at the sigil here, the Shadowed Battlefield sigil, and his house is right there. We did get aid now, so Karlach has aid because she's a level 8 paladin, and I did put up all my buffs since we did a long rest, so now we're ready to go. Let's move over to this area. We did take care of the first part of this area in the beginning where we had to do a hide and seek with Oliver. So that's something we already did previously. So we just need to talk to him. If you didn't meet him yet, you'd have to go and do the cutscene and then do the hide and seek with him.
I won fair and square. There's no point in playing again. I want a challenge.
Though shrouded in shadows, the child's resemblance to Thaniel is unmistakable. This must be his dark half, warped by the curse.
Go on, find someone else to play with.
I know who you really are, and where you really belong. You need to reunite with Thaniel.
Spoil sport. I'm not going back. I like it here. I've made a family for myself. I get to play all the time.
Like it or not, you don't belong here.
Yes, I do. You can't make me do anything. I don't want to play with you anymore.
He's gone, and we need to follow. He'll feel...
Alright, so we need to go through this portal. Shadow portal. So this fight is fairly straightforward. Any damage you deal to the enemies that he spawns will deal damage to the shield around him. So the goal is to damage the shield and break it, and then you'll be able to talk to him. And that'll give you the opportunity to convince him that he has to return to Thaniel.
Why couldn't you just leave me alone? Why can't I just stay here, playing? I had everything I've ever wanted, right here! And you've ruined it. I'm not leaving. You can't make me.
You don't have to leave. All you have to do is lend Thaniel your strength.
He's nothing to me. He left me here all this time. I had to do everything for myself. Even when it was scary, even when I was alone. I didn't give up.
You're very brave and resourceful. Think of how much you'll be able to help Thaniel.
But would he even want me back? I've changed. A lot.
Of course he will. You're bound to each other always.
So I wouldn't have to be alone anymore. He'd stay with me. Play with me. I'd like that. And he would too, I think. All right, I'll do it. I want to do it. Bye. And thank you for playing with me.
Okay, that is the end of the Thaniel quest, so we have to go back and speak with Halsin, but that's pretty much the gist of everything that we've had to do for that quest. Okay, here we are at the camp. Let's go and speak with Halsin.
Thaniel rests well. He's healing very rapidly, now that Oliver has returned to him.
I'm glad I could help.
I knew I could put my faith in you. If only we had met sooner.
What happened to Oliver exactly? Did Thaniel absorb him?
No more than my right hand can absorb my left. Oliver is helping Thaniel to recover. They both lie dormant, like trees awaiting spring. Once the curse is lifted, they can stand as one or as a pair. Whatever they wish. I hope they will remain as a pair. It will be good for them both to have a friend, once I'm gone. Still, I would like to return here someday. See Thaniel and Oliver again. In my meditations, or perhaps in person, if the Oak Father wills it. I hope he does.
What now? You've got what you've wanted after all.
I have. But perhaps there is more that I want. Anyway, once the curse is lifted, nature can take its course without me. I belong at your side.
I'm glad to have you.
And I'm glad to be had. Glad to be with you, I mean.
The druid Halsin spoke to me while I was sleeping. He spoke of you. Said that you fought shadow and spite to restore me. 100 years of sickness almost ended. I feel every root that riddles the earth beginning to unfold. But there is one anchor, still holding the shadows in place. The soul that brought it into being, for the land to heal. Ketheric Thorm must die.
Alright, so that's going to be it for this quest line. And that'll be it for this episode. So we did go through quite a bit here. We did finish up with Arabella. And the decision we made there will impact our Act 3. And we did finish up with Thaniel's questline, which now frees up Halsin to join us. And it does have an impact at the end of the game as well. But that's pretty much as good of a decision as you can make for both of those questlines. And Thaniel's questline is only available if you actually have met with Halsin before, and you didn't side with the goblins, but you sided with the druids. Alright, so that's going to be it. I thank you for watching. I appreciate all support, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.